For folks that value long-term reliability and a clean, quiet ride over deflection angles and hardcore off-roading, should skip uniball upper control arms and take a look at these BDS tubular steel ball joint upper control arms. These BDS control arms combine an extremely strong tubular steel construction with an uprated Moog ball joint that's more durable than the stock ball joint and is installed in an indexed housing that allows for more deflection and articulation than stock, that makes it perfect for leveled and lifted 2004 to 2018 F-150s. Once the front wheels are removed, grab a trim tool and remove the upper dust cover for more room to access the control arms. We next remove the brake and vacuum lines that were attached to the strut tower with plastic pushpin connectors in order to provide our suspension with a little more slack. Up at the top of the knuckle, start to remove the upper control arm nut, but only loosen it down to the last few threads so that we can knock the taper out of the knuckle later. Next, remove the remaining brake lines from the knuckle and frame just in case we need the extra wiggle room in the lines. Now give the knuckle a good hit from a hammer and break the taper loose. Before removing the knuckle connection, loosen the two frame mounts on the ends of the upper control arm to release the tension from the control arm. Finally, we can remove the knuckle from the control arm. We also removed our coilovers to upgrade them, but even if you leave your factory ones in, you should be able to reach behind the spring and take the control arm bolts out of the strut tower to remove the control arm. The BDS arm will now be added to the truck reusing the stock hardware. Do not fully tighten the strut tower bolts just yet. Bring up the knuckle and slide in the new BDS arm replacement into the top mount. This new arm uses a washer and castle nut with a cotter pin. The castle nut can be fully tightened now, followed by securing it with the cotter pin. And now we can tighten our control arms at the strut tower mounts. Using the supplied grease, add a small amount to the inside of the ball joint housing so that the O-ring and cap can be installed with a good seal to prevent water, dirt, and debris from entering the joint. Finish up by replacing the brake line brackets back into their spots on the frame and knuckle, clipping the vacuum lines back in, and reattaching the dust shield to the top of the wheel well. You can place your wheels back on the truck to finish up this installation. If you're wondering how we like these upper control arms for daily driving and off-roading, Noah will give his review after putting them through their paces.
Another thing with the suspension that we added was the BDS upper control arm. Gives us a little bit stronger point for articulation around the coilover. And we went with the BDS because out of all the arms that we've tested, we really like the Icons and the Cambergs and some of these other versions, but the BDS are quite a bit thicker. When you physically have them in your hand, you can tell that it's a beefier unit. And we wanted something that we knew would hold up to some abuse and it wasn't gonna let go when we were out on the trail or cause issues. Yeah, the BDS control arms on the front were a really nice upgrade. I've been super happy with how they performed, just taking all the abuse of being splashed in mud and hit with rocks and thrown around all over the place. The actual physical build of them is really pretty sturdy, which is very reassuring off-road to know that you've got something under there that can take the hard hits and isn't going to crack or break. They also used a ball joint design in there that's sealed up, and I had no issues with any dirt getting in it or tearing the boots or anything like that. It was very reliable and quiet, so really happy with the BDS arms overall.
Head on over to our website for the full build details on this Overland Tremor project truck, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for all of the info on our other projects.